Hello, I'm Cothrix, and the Albion closed beta just opened up for me, so I thought I'd post a little video about my initial thoughts. Now, I have been keeping up with the Albion news on the website, and I played a little bit in the alpha, so I have some knowledge from that, but I'll try to keep what I say limited to information I gathered during the beta over the last few days. Okay, so the first thing you'll see is the character screen. There aren't really a lot of options for character customization, but it's not too important right now, and I imagine they will add more later. I don't care that much about how my character looks, he's going to be completely covered in armor anyway. And you can see how the graphics are. They aren't stunning, obviously. This game is meant to be played on mobile devices. But if you're like me and you played RuneScape for years and years, graphics aren't really that important to you. What I do like here is that they've kind of got a bit of stylization going on, which helps with the, I guess, low polygon count, and it blends in and looks more natural. The first hour or so is pretty much what you'd expect. You have some little basic tasks serving as a tutorial to show you how to collect resources and make gear. Combat is pretty standard. There aren't any classes, so your equipped gear is actually what gives you your abilities. And there are no levels, so your progression comes from this giant destiny board thing. Now I say there are no levels, but there kind of are. Each little node here unlocks as you do more of something related to it, so pretty much every action is going to give you experience and a skill related to that action. Once again, it feels very much like RuneScape. So one thing that's really cool, which ArcheAge fans will like, is that you can buy and own land that takes up actual space in the world. And it's not just a massive land grab. People actually have to earn the money to make the initial purchase of land, I guess, from the kingdom. On top of that, you can buy your own little instance island for really not a lot of money. So if you can't afford land in the actual world, you still have a place to set up a house and raise crops and animals and things. I actually spent most of my day gathering resources to build the house on my island. It's a fairly large piece of land, and it looks like you can unlock multiple areas to build and grow crops. Alright, so the world isn't a truly open world. I knew that going in, but it's still a bit of a disappointment. There are different types of zones with different PvP rules. Some of them you're safe in, and some you're less safe in. And each type of zone has escalating levels of monsters and resources in it. The zones do look very similar. I don't want to say that it's lazy design exactly, because you can see there's a massive amount of detail and work that went into every inch of every little area. I just wish there was something that made each area look a bit more memorable. Maybe there will be in the future. One cool thing is that I was just kind of roaming around, I did stumble upon a little dungeon. Also, even though each zone is in an instance, loading is lightning fast. I actually didn't really experience any kind of lag or latency or anything the entire time I was playing. Any sort of slowness you see here is due to my recording program, which always makes me lag. Okay, so the game is free to play with an optional subscription. From what I can tell, there isn't really a cash shop. I imagine that will change on the game's full release. For right now, you can buy premium currency and exchange it with other players. And you can also pay for your subscription with in-game currency. And what they're trying to do is allow people to kind of set the market value for that premium currency. And even if they do add items to the cash shop, you can exchange in-game money for premium currency and just buy them. I never really have a problem with cash shops and games that are structured like this. Let's talk about what the subscription actually gives you. The first thing is learning points, and they're not necessary to learn new skills, despite the name. It's just basically bonus experience. It lets you unlock stuff early. 50% more fame is also just bonus experience. So the last two things are the only ones that are kind of iffy. 50% more silver and loot for mobs seems pretty substantial, so I don't know if I like that. And then the 50% more gathering yield is going to save you some time and allow you to make money faster through gathering. There's also additional benefits, whatever that means. When you craft with crafting focus, you have a 30% chance to get a little bit of material back or something like that. Double crop yield and double farm growth are just going to let you farm a little bit faster and help you make more money. And I don't really know what market tax is. I'm guessing it has to do with the auction house. Okay, so do you need a subscription to enjoy the game? Honestly, if you plan on being one of the people who are driving market force and being rich in the game, then probably you do. The people who play with subs are just going to have a far easier time making money. But you aren't locked out of any content if you don't have a subscription, and I think that's more important. Also, keep in mind, you can buy subscription time by the day. I've never seen this before in a game. So let's say you know you're going to be free for a weekend, you can just buy a few days subscription and play as much as you want with it. I think that really speaks to the amount that the developers want to cater to the player's needs. So that's basically it. The game is very grindy and mostly about resource gathering at this point. I've heard people describe it as RuneScape with less to do, and that would seem to be pretty accurate, though the combat is far better in this game than in RuneScape. Overall, from what I've seen, Albion has a very solid foundation to build on. This kind of game is going to appeal to people who liked RuneScape and Ultima Online, and people who love to play the same MMO for years, with a sort of endless grind. The kind of people who tend to be happy setting their own personal goals in games and don't need a lot of being told what to do. The kind of people who will hate this game are the sort of faster-paced gamers who tend to switch which game they're playing every couple of weeks. From the pacing I've experienced so far, if you only played Albion for a few weeks, you would get absolutely nothing done and you would probably be incredibly bored with it. Well, that's all for now. I will be posting more Albion videos in the near future, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see those. I'm Cothrix, and thanks for watching.